Hi there, my name is MC Oda, and welcome to another Let's Play episode on the CraftWorks SMP. Today I want to show you around the game Doom Raider that Zinc and I built over the course of several weeks. And I'm going to take you behind the scenes, kind of tell you a little bit about how we designed it, what our intent was, how we made some of the redstone work, and just what some of the rooms look like. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I wanted to show you was the outside of the game. This is the outside, the entrance of the game Doom Raider. Our intent here was to kind of make this look like a hastily put together, maybe a carnival ride, or maybe like a really cheap amusement park kind of setup where it's just a big wooden board with this animated front just kind of nailed to the front of it. And you can even still see the scaffolding that's holding it up. As you can see, obviously the eyes are moving, and you can't hear them right now because I actually have block sounds turned off because it is quite noisy. But let me just show you the redstone around here that made this work. You can see the two eyes moving back and forth here on these sticky pistons that are moving these little groups of slime blocks. We tried to make this one solid block of things that one piston was moving back and forth, but it was too many blocks for one piston to handle. Once you had at least the 3 wool for each eye, plus one in the middle, maybe connecting it, and you had enough slime blocks to move them all, it became more than the 12 blocks that one single piston could move. So we had to split that up into 2 pistons, and the way we did it is we just have them alternating, right? Whenever one is enabled, the other one is disabled, and that's just simply a redstone signal either powers Whenever a redstone signal powers the circuit, it turns one on, but then this reverses the signal to the other one to turn it off. And the hoppers in here are placed with a certain number of ticks to make sure that they are both in sync with each other. And the on-off is controlled by a simple etho hopper clock. If you're not sure what an etho hopper clock is, just put in YouTube etho hopper clock, and you'll find somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 million tutorials on how to make this. It's a very well-known and very often used timer. It's very reliable, and you can fill up these hoppers in the back here with as many items as you want to make this time as short or as long as you like. And yeah, so we have it set with I believe 5 pieces of dirt in here, and every time those 5 move between one hopper to the next, this shifts back and forth, which either ignites or turns off this redstone circuit. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. And now I'm going to turn the block sounds back on so you can see what kind of noise this makes. Yeah, so this is the sound it makes, which is a little bit, which if you're viewing it from afar, that's no big deal. So if you're coming in here and you see, you can't even hear those. But the problem is when you're right down below here in the lobby of the game, you can hear it constantly. So we made this on-off switch here so we could actually just turn it off while people are playing the game so they don't have to listen to it the whole time. So speaking of the lobby, let's go ahead and go through the entrance, and I'll just talk a little bit about how we set up this lobby. So this is the lobby of the game here. This is where we're going to have instructions on how to play. We've got leaderboard scores along the wall here. We have a scoreboard to keep track of how well you're doing in the game. We have a souvenir shop where this guy is selling very overpriced things. And we have a section over here where you can set your spawn and store your stuff and get ready for a run through the game. The decor we decided to go in here was very much like an 80s or 90s like arcade or movie theater or bowling alley, just these kind of like dark but bright colors. Very loud carpet here with a lot of designs that hide all of the food and drink spills that happen along the years. And the ceiling is painted kind of like stars, which is kind of nice with the sculk. And we just got the simple lights that are set into that ceiling to keep it from being a little too dark in here. So if you've been watching the other crafters channels, you probably will have already seen several people running through this game, so you might already have a good idea of what the game is and kind of how it works. It's very much a series of rooms that are kind of obstacle courses. Some of them require skill and talent, and some of them require just plain luck. But one thing they all have in common is that they could potentially lead to your death. So when we built this game, first of all, the idea of the game is a brainchild of Zinkberg. It was his idea to begin with, and he had this neat idea for this game, and then he asked for my help to just kind of flesh it out, maybe come up with some more ideas, and to help it out with some of the redstone. But the initial intent of the game is actually that it would be unsolvable. The initial idea was that every room would be so incredibly deadly that there would be no way you could get to the end alive. The most you can get is 7 points, and if you get to here, you win the game. As you can see on the board, we did not make it deadly enough because 2 people have already done that, and in fact, Lane has done it twice. So clearly, we failed. Oh, I say that jokingly because if you were to see how many deaths even those two took, I mean, I think they both have well over 100 deaths just in this game, which is just hilarious to me. Okay, now that you know the basics of the game, let me just start showing you behind the scenes a little bit of how it works. So the first thing is this scoreboard. It's a very simple scoreboard. As you go through the game, you hit these checkpoint doors, which I'm gonna just kind of plow through this to show you the first one. Okay. So these green doors here are checkpoint doors. If you walk through one, you hear the ding, and that actually also recorded 1 point. Now, every time you step over that pressure plate, it's going to record another point. I just need to bust my way through here. So unfortunately, now that actually scored a 2nd point. So one of the rules of the game is once you go through a door, you must just go through it. You can't step on those pressure plates more than once. So you can see this actually scored twice. Once when I went through it the proper way and once when I came back. But every time you go through one of those checkpoint doors, this counter will go up 1. So if you get to 7, you made it to the very end and you win the game. This button here we can press to just kind of advance it, and we can do this to reset it. It's a little bit slow and clunky, so if you die early in the game, you have to sit here and press this, 6 or 7 times. But this will actually reset the game, and then that brings it all the way back around to here, where it is set back to 0, and you can start your run again and get an accurate read of your points. So let me show you the actual scoreboard. This probably could have been more technical than it was, but we decided to go with a pretty simple design. We didn't really need anything more than this. The design for this counter was actually, I don't know, a video that's somewhere around 8 years old, I think. And it was from a small YouTuber. I might get his name wrong. I think his name is Mumbo Jumbo. But anyway, really clever guy. He's been doing videos since then, but he also used to do a lot of tutorial videos. So you should swing, I'll link to this tutorial in my description. You should swing by his channel and tell him MC Oda sent you. Yes, tell him MC Oda sent you. I'm sure he would be thrilled. Anyway, so let's get to the meat and the bones, how it works. So basically, we have one thing in this hopper, and we stuck an ender pearl in there. And whenever it's in this hopper, that reads a signal and lights up this. This line of redstone is active, which means all of these hoppers are locked and that this pearl cannot move. You can see by the arrows, the pearls would move this way, and then they would wrap around to here, and then they would come back into here. So they just kind of go in a circle. But basically what happens is whenever this circuit activates with like the length of a button or a pressure plate, it'll activate this circuit. What it will do is it will shoot an item from this dropper up into this hopper, and when it does, this signal will read 0, which will turn off this redstone and allow the item that's in this hopper to move 1. Well, it'll start moving basically, but this item will immediately then fall back down from the hopper into the dropper, making this read a signal, which puts power back on this thing, which turns it back on. And it does it quick enough to where this thing only has a chance to move 1 hopper. So it'll move to this hopper, and then it will light up this one. And then the next time you trigger it, it'll move to this hopper and light up this one, and so forth. Actually, very simple design. I liked it a lot. Again, it's a little bit clunky because you have to reset it by hand. But other than that, it worked out very well for our means. And you can see here the button to reset is on the other side of this wall, which lights up this redstone. But this line right here, this comes from the game where every single pressure plate for one of those doors is connected on this line of redstone. And through something like this right here, which I'll show you this in a little bit more detail in just a moment. But anytime one of those pressure plates hits a signal, it basically lights up that circuit from this direction. So let me talk a little bit about some of these room designs here. This one is a very simple little maze. You kind of just walk through here and try to take as little damage from these sweet berry bushes as you can. The purpose of this room isn't really to kill anybody, but it's, if somebody's in a little bit of a hurry, this will definitely take away, maybe their saturation, maybe even a heart or two. it'll just kind of soften them up so that they will die a little bit quicker in some of these other rooms. This leads into this. This is just a decision room. It's just a simple room. We just decorated it up to look like there was a mining operation down here. And you would choose which way to go. Regardless of which way you go, you get 1 point because you go through the checkpoint door. But we'll go ahead and go this way. Ultimately, this will actually lead... Oh, by the way... By the way, this contains spoilers. So my walkthrough here is going to contain tons of spoilers. Most of the crafters that have wanted to play the game have already played it, so if you haven't and you're watching this video, you might want to actually skip this video. And also, when this season is over, we're going to put out a world download, so if you don't want any of this spoiled for you, you might want to skip this one. Okay, that spoiler warning is done. You're watching now at your own risk. So this room right here, this is actually a dead-end path. So if you were to go through this door, there is no way you can succeed in this game. But you can get up to 3 points this way. That right there is actually a false door, and that is to try to trick someone to see if they can try to get over there. They're gonna... Maybe they'll notice that there is a texture difference between, like, say, this snow block and these snow blocks. These are the powdered snow out here. So you can see as I'm shifting, I can't actually walk over it because it's powdered snow. Whereas these are regular snow. We kind of line this up to make it look like you can make that jump either onto that ice or onto that snow block and get to that door. But no matter how hard you try, you cannot make that jump and you will fall down into this room. Depending on where you fall, you could actually land on these and take very little damage. Or you could land kind of where I did and take some damage. Or you could even actually luck out, or not luck out, be very unlucky and land on one of these spikes and take a decent amount of damage. And it is good to note here that everyone going through this game will be completely unarmored. They will have nothing on them, not even food to heal themselves up. So, completely unarmored and falling down this pit after maybe taking a little bit of saturation damage from those sweetberry bushes, this could be a pretty hard drop right here. This will take someone down several hearts. But after you come down here, you get another checkpoint door. So you immediately go through this and you'll get your second point. And then this leads you to this crazy, this was kind of, I don't know, maybe inspired by something you would see in Tomb Raider or Indiana Jones or something, where it just kind of like that old ancient kind of Aztec temple looking thing overgrown with vines with all of the tripwire traps. Every one of these tripwires is a live tripwire that will trigger one of these dispensers, and every one of these dispensers is slam full of arrows. In fact, I am going to pop a hole here. Yep. Let me show you around the back here. So these are all the dispensers, and they're... Oh, the bat followed me. How nice of you. Can I get you? Can I get you? Oh, they're so hard. Ooh, he gave me a head. Nice. I am Batman. I am Batman. Anyway, so you can see here's a double chest full of arrows, and that just keeps these filled. And then back along this row, there's tons of double chests here with lots of arrows in them, and that keeps every one of these dispensers just slam full of arrows. Just some makeshift junk up here, so we can get up here to refill these if we need to. This here is just so we can get up underneath here if we need to do any maintenance at this level. Okay, you know what? Let me just show you. Now, this room, it is impossible. It is actually completely impossible to get through this room without taking damage. There is no safe way through this. You just have to plow your way through it. You can try to get fancy, maybe do a little jump, but even then you kind of get stuck on the walls here a little bit. But if you do a little jump and maybe get out in the middle of the room, maybe pause a little bit, you can maybe try to jump and maybe try to avoid some of the things that are going to slow you down. But eventually you just need to get to the other side here. A lot of people will get hit by enough arrows to kill themselves. But if you can get through here, this is actually, even though it's very, very dark, you can see that this is a checkpoint door here. And if you open up this checkpoint door, it actually takes you to what we call a doom room. And I'm going to zoom in on that. And it says, accept your fate and jump on in. That means that this is a dead end. There is nothing you cannot get through this room. You just have to jump in that lava and accept your fate. But again, you have actually made 3 points in this run. So this is a pretty respectable run if you can get this far. Let me show you a little bit about, man, even with all this armor, this is really starting to hurt. All this armor, of course, I'm not wearing a helmet or a chest plate. Okay. All right, So I think I could see a little bit of the redstone for the door on this side, so you can see what some of that is. So this is, yeah, okay. So this is the checkpoint door. So the pressure plate is right above this block. And on, let's see. And that triggers the redstone. It triggers a few things. First of all, it triggers the note block to sound. Another thing it triggers is it goes this way and it triggers this little stack right here, which are these two sticky pistons. I know it's really hard to see in here, but these two sticky pistons, which are pushing and pulling those green wool blocks. So right now the pistons are in an extended position, and whenever you activate that pressure plate, it actually turns those pistons off, which opens up that door, lets you scoot through, and then the door closes right behind you. And the other thing that this does is it sends a signal that way, which goes all the way down to the scoreboard like I talked about earlier. You can see that like right here, there's another one. You can kind of see it through there. There's another note block. There's some of the redstone. That's because this dead end actually has two ways into it. Two different paths that are dead end paths will lead you to this same doom room. It just comes in through different doors. And oh, am I gonna be able to get back out here? Can I get, oh, nice. Okay, good. All right, so that's behind the scenes of that. So this is yeah. So this was a fun one to design. Decorating these up was a lot of fun. A lot of that was Zinkberg's very talented decorating skills. I just kind of helped him rig up the redstone and helped him come up with some of the ideas here. All right, I'm gonna work my way backwards here by punching my way out, and then let me show you what the other path would look like. Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Oof. Okay. Okay, so now we're back up here to this original decision room. So if you were to go this way, this takes you into this lava cauldron room. Okay, so now this room, first of all, it's just full of lava, and it's got lava dripping from the ceiling, and it's noisy, and it's bright, and it's scary. This is obviously a parkour room. You're needing to jump around onto these cauldrons to get out that door right there. We kind of figured that this would be actually impossible the way it's set up. We do have, you know, I'm going to take a fire resist potion here so I can just kind of get over there and show you. So if you were doing it just the way it is right now, let me take this off, because when I kind of fly, it messes me up a little bit. There we go. So if you were to like get to this cauldron, so you should be able to jump to this cauldron from there. You should be able to make this jump. Now from here, you shouldn't be able to make that. That should be too far. I mean, when I say you shouldn't be able to make it, you shouldn't be able to make it without landing in the lava, then hopping up. But we have this honey on the wall, and you can actually jump and stand here, because even though this honey looks like it's against the wall, it's actually 1 pixel smaller in the actual game mechanics. And you can actually stand here. Now, we thought that getting from here to here would be a bit of an impossible jump without hitting the lava, but some people have actually been successful with that, and then being able to jump from there to there successfully. But the idea here was that this would be an impossible way to go, because when you jump, you kind of hit your head on this pixel right there. But the idea of it is to make you realize that you can stand next to honey like this, and then if you happen to look over here and notice, there's a button there behind that block of honey. So the idea here was this to give you the idea that you can stand next to the honey so that you can actually see this. Oh, so slow. And if you come around here and hit this, you actually get these little slime blocks which help you with the parkour. They help you and hinder you, right? They can get you to where your jumps are a little bit shorter, but it definitely doesn't make it like simple, because these slime blocks have a mechanic all of their own, which makes walking on them slower, but it also makes bouncing on them bouncier. And even with these slime blocks, it makes it difficult to make it through, but it should be a little bit easier than the path that we actually assumed was impossible. So let me show you some of the redstone that made this happen right here. Let me just get over here, and I need to get down here hopefully without breaking anything. Okay. Alright, so I need to be careful here that I'm not breaking anything. Okay. Will this get me down? Okay, okay. Oh, I still can't see. Okay, I'm gonna have to pop this redstone. Remind me to fix that when I come back through. Okay. Okay. So basically, there's another etho hopper clock down here, except it has an input coming from this side, and then an output only when it's one direction. So this will kind of sit here in a resting state and not move. Let's see. Well, as these are draining over here, it'll just stay. So when you hit that button, it kind of puts power into here, which pushes this over one and starts the timer. And when that happens, it lights up all of these and it lifts all of these slime blocks up. Okay? And then whenever the timer runs out and this thing slides back over, they'll all drop down, but then you can't hit the button again until it completely drains over. So there's a little bit of a delay in resetting it, and some people have noticed that in the game. They've come back quickly for a second run and they're like, hey, why isn't the button working? And it's just because the simplicity of how we did the timer here, it just takes a moment for it to reset itself. But yeah, this is a pretty basic redstone here, besides the etho hopper clock and then kind of like the way we brought the signal into it. Other than that, it's just a simple signal to make these pistons lift the slime blocks. And you can see surrounding where the slime blocks go are furnaces, and that's because the slime blocks won't stick to furnaces, and that'll actually allow them to go up. These could be obsidian, these could be glazed terracotta, anything that the slime blocks won't stick to. We went with furnaces because furnaces are cheap. Alright, let me repair this redstone while I get out of here. Okay. And let me put that block back there. And let me get out of here and put these back. Okay, I think that looks right. Yep, okay, that's good. And also, because we use furnaces under there, there was one over there because there's a slime block that moves up along the wall, so we needed a furnace for it to rub up against. And so that one furnace didn't look out of place, we just stuck a few more in the walls as decorations just to make it look like it was a design intent and not a mechanics intent. Also in this room, in these cauldrons, how's my fire resist doing? Ooh, I have one more, but I should probably get another one for later. Okay, let me do this one more. The other thing we added in this room was we have these cauldrons here. This is a brief reprieve. If you make it to one of these and you are on fire, you can try to hop down in it and put the fire out. And we actually have a dripstone above them, refilling them very slowly with water. So as people use them to douse their flames, they will slowly get refilled back up with more water as the game proceeds. Okay, I've spent a lot of time on this room, so let me move on to the next one. So after this room, there is another checkpoint door, and you get a point for making it through that room. And now you're at another decision, and you don't get a point yet. You get a point after you've passed the next part, because you just got a point coming into here. This one down here, if you were to go this way, this is just a nice long, nicely decorated tunnel, and that comes into the other end of this doom room. So this was a dead end. If you were to come this way, you would have only gotten, I think, 2 points. One for the berry bush and one for the lava cauldron room. Now, if you come this way, though, this would be the success path, and the next thing in here is a swimming cave. This is an underwater cave that you have to try to swim through. Now, of course, remember, you only have you have no water breathing and no armor, so you're swimming and on one breath of water. The idea down here is that right there is like a false flag exit, and a lot of people will see that and immediately swim over here to try to exit out that way. But then when they get here, they'll notice that it is a dead end, and then maybe drown or maybe come back here to get more breath. As you can see, there were some little fellas down there making things even harder. And these little puffer fish, we put 4 puffer fish in here. Originally there were 0, and then there were 6, but then we settled on 4. We have actually made everyone on the server who has played this game absolutely hate pufferfish. They hate them now. I think we might have scarred a couple of players here. These things are such a royal pain, especially when you have, no armor, 1 single health bar. Even if you've gotten through the cauldron room without taking any damage in the berry room, these things can easily kill you because they will swim down. Because the way out, hold on, see, I didn't even see that one and he got me. The real way out, that's a false flag, but then this way out is actually down here through this little tunnel. And see how they like to camp right here at this entrance? There's 2 of them. Like, you can't swim down there without getting hit by these guys. But if you can make it through here, you come up to the end. And the idea here was that this light would make you think the exit was this way, and you would swim up here and get kind of caught in this little nook here. But the actual entrance is through this door. Okay, guys, leave me alone now. This isn't funny anymore. Anyway, this door is the way out, and when you hit that, you just scoot through. And just to add insult to injury, we did put a magma block on the end, so even if you made it through, you might take a little damage getting out. But that was it for that room. No redstone, nothing fancy, just a dark swimming cave with puffer fish that'll just drive you absolutely bonkers. So, and if you made it through that room safe, you get to go through this next door and get a point, and that leads you into another lava room. Now, this one, I honestly thought this one was going to cause way more deaths than it has. This is like, you have to walk along this little path. It's much like the berry room, but with much more severe consequences, right? In the berry room, you just take a little bit of damage when you touch the berries. Here you light on fire, you get stuck in the lava, you overcorrect when you step out of it and hit the other side, and you could just die so easily in this room. But honestly, everyone is, oh, see, look, I already touched the fire. Everyone is honestly, oh, because I have Swift Sneak on, that's why. Everybody pretty much has no trouble with this room if you just kind of shift and take it at a slow speed. You can get through this very, very easily without taking damage. And I did not have my potion anymore, and I'm getting ready to really hurt myself here. I need to be careful. Anyway, when you get to this end room, this is a bit of a run, and we have this thing where you have to jump over the lava, but just to screw with people, we put a wall on half of it. So if you just try to jump over the middle or on this side, come on, stop burning. So if you were to jump like in the middle or something, you would hit your head on this thing and get stuck in the lava, which we just thought was a fun little thing. But if you actually jump over this side, you can make that jump without even touching the lava. But if you do happen to hit it, you can run into this little pile of water really fast and put yourself out without dying. So most people actually make it through this room unscathed. I really like the decoration of this room. I thought it looked really cool with these see-through bars that you could see, the magma on the walls. This is just, to me, this was a really pretty room to decorate, and I really love the look and feel of this one. All right, so if you make it through here unscathed, you get another point when you walk through this door, and that takes you into the snow cave. So you're seeing a lot of theme. There's a lot of ice and snow and a lot of lava. But you know, that's mainly because, you know, snow and ice and lava are just things that make things more challenging, and we kind of ran out of some ideas. But this one right here, this is actually neat. These are actually powdered snow caves. So if you actually, if you go the wrong way here, you can easily step in the powdered snow and maybe start taking some damage. But if you can kind of work your way up here. Now, this is another one where if you try to just walk through here, you're going to get stuck in powdered snow, right? And you can't jump out of that, so you can't get over there. But if you can make your way back up to the front, there is one here that you actually can't jump out of. That's a permanent death one. Let me get out of here. Okay. There is one single. Okay, what's going on? Ah, these things. This one right here. If you fall in that one, you're not getting out, and you just have to freeze to death and suffer. But if you were to come this way, but you shouldn't be able to actually get over there. But I've actually seen one player actually be able to somehow make it over there. So good on them. But the real way to get over there is you have to come through. There's like a powdered snow maze in here, and when you get in here, it turns all white and foggy, and it's hard to see where you are. But if you can like kind of make your way through this maze, you can kind of get to the other side and come out of here. And now you're in this side of the room. See, there's the entrance where we came in. And if you're fast enough and you know the direction to go, you can get through that without taking much damage. But otherwise, you might take some freezing damage. You might be down a few more hearts by the time you get to here. And then that leads into, there's just another powdered snow maze that you have to go through to get to the other side of the room. And that one is over here, and that gets you out here. And to me, that maze is usually more difficult than the first one, so people will often take damage there too. And now you just get to the final. There's a checkpoint door over there. And to get through it, there's just some of this is regular snow and some of this is powdered. We did a fun little thing here where we kind of like made the path on the ceiling. So if you follow it, you can kind of see which way. Except at the end, we have a little false flag here. Like the path makes it look like you have to go this way, but you can't. You have to actually stop 1 block sooner. So these are just the little ways we like to mess with people's heads, you know, just kind of like it looks like you're following that path, but if you do, you get to the end and you miss it, you might take a point of damage or 2. Those little devious things, those all came from Zink's mind. He loves the idea of like giving you like a seemingly possible way out and then just like it not being the right one. Okay, let me go into the next room. So if you make it through here without dying, you go through this checkpoint, you get another point, and you're in a decision room. Now there's 2 ways you can go from here. The correct way is straight. The wrong way is this way. This takes you to another dead end, but this is a fun, neat little room here. You come in here, and this is actually like a little maze like this. And when you get down in here, it gets pretty dark and hard to see. In fact, you might not even be able to see this at all, because I know YouTube makes things a little darker. When you get down into this maze, there's even like some water in this maze. You can hear it, but like you get in this water and it pushes you directions that you don't remember where you were, and it's very disorienting. And this is honestly so disorienting I can't even find my way through it. I'll tell you what, let me do this. I'm gonna turn on shaders here. I normally don't play with shaders because if I get a torch in my hand I can actually see where I'm at. So let me just do this to kind of cheat my way through to the end of it. See, you get in this water and it pushes you around and stuff. So is this the way? Oh my gosh, this may, even though I know it, I can't do it. Oh, see, I'm back at the entrance. Okay, so if I come back out here. Oh, I'm back at the beginning. What? Oh, come on. This thing is so annoying. Okay. There it is. Okay. All right. Let me turn these cheaty shaders back off. Okay, so then when you get to the end here, you're kind of in this room and you hop out here. Basically, this is, you know, you made it through there. Great. Here's your point. And if you go through the point, you're in another Doom room. And you found a dead end and you lose the game. We did put this little thing up here that says, congratulations, you found a hidden room. The idea, I think this was a little misunderstood by folks. This isn't the hidden room. The idea is to make you think that there is another hidden room that you can get to. So maybe you'll see people trying to like get through this painting or trying to like somehow get through this trap door to get up in there, which should be impossible. The idea of that is that you would waste time trying to get up there and get frustrated. Again, that one came from Zink's evil mind, not mine. Okay, so now this would be the proper way through here. And you would come down here. And now this is the room that even the folks who can make it this far just absolutely hate. So basically, this is best described by going into free cam. This is just a series of, oh, it's so hard to see, tunnels. So you come out here and you have to like walk up here to go through here and then come snake back around to here, come up this way. You kind of have to go back and forth through these ice floored tunnels to get to the end of this maze, okay? But behind all of these snow blocks on the end are these guys. Now these strays, they can see you and shoot through powdered snow. It's part of their abilities in the game. And so basically, as soon as you get in the hallway, these guys will see you and start trying to shoot you. Now, in each hallway, you're going to have a single one targeting you. You're not going to have all of them targeting you. And this is where a lot of the randomness comes in, because you don't know how quickly they're going to shoot at you. You don't know how well their aim is going to be. But we do have a little trick here where if this first one happens to shoot this target, that will trigger an etho hopper clock, which will trigger all of these pistons to come down. These are double extended pistons, so they'll come down twice. And what they'll do is they'll take these 2 pieces of gravel and lower them by 2, and those, and those, and those. So you can actually, if you happen to get a skeleton, if you happen to get this first skeleton to shoot that target block, you can get a clear pass straight through these pieces of gravel all the way to this last kind of this final stretch. The people who make it this far, see, oh yeah, and they slow you if they hit you, right? So that's another thing that's annoying. So they'll get in here and they'll try to coax him into shooting that target, but you're kind of coming out and you're slip sliding on the floor, and he's hitting you, but he's also sometimes hitting the wall, and every now and then he'll shoot that. And again, if he does that, you can open up this little, you can kind of come down here and then you can make just a straight run, boom, 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 all the way to the end here. Now there's another guy here, so you're not out of the woods yet. When you get here, if you hop down here real fast, he'll stop shooting at you, and that guy won't shoot at you yet. You hop down here, you have to try to quickly scoot around before he shoots you. And then you're kind of in this final stretch. I'm going to put my shield up for this. And this guy, he kind of walks along this entire track. So even as you're running through the room, he's going to track you and try to shoot at you. And as you're coming through, you're going to get slowed down by some soul sand. You're going to maybe take a little damage from these magma blocks. You're going to be slipping on the ice. And even here, but if you can make it all the way to here, you make it through this room and you get another point. Now at this point, actually, the game is done. But the player doesn't realize it yet. They're in this is the prize room. You're in this nice little lush cave. We have 2 blue axolotls. These are the rare blue axolotls. They're swimming around in here. We got Papa Smurf and Smurfette. And you get to play around with the axolotls. You can sit in this little pool here. And you can kind of take a little selfie to as like your little congratulations photo here. And it's just a really pretty room. So what happens is whenever you come through this door here, this one actually triggers 2 points. So even though, oops, hold on, let me get into free cam so I can show you. So basically, the first when you step through the door, it sends a signal this way, and then it scores you 1 point by going out that way. But it also goes along this really, really slow clock. And it comes back around, and then that signal will actually send out a second time, and you'll get a second point. So the reason for that are twofold. Number one, if a player is keeping track, they'll see that that is the 6th door that they went through, and they know that 7 points is the final score. So they're going to assume that there's still yet another challenge to face before the game is over. But as far as we are concerned, at this point you've actually succeeded and you've won the game. Again, this is some of the little devious mind of Zinkberg here. So we basically have this last room here. Now you've come through here, you finally made it through those skeletons, and you've probably tried at that point 90 times to do it. And then you see this, and all you see are trapdoors. I'm sorry, not trapdoors, pressure plates, dispensers. You see doors with lava above your head. You see tripwire hooks. And you see all kinds of craziness. You step on here, these things flip up in your face. These things slow you down. And you try to avoid that. But honestly, none of these things trigger anything. All of these just droppers, actually they're droppers and not even dispensers, so I guess we screwed up in that aspect. They should be dispensers. But even, I'm also assuming people probably like look in them and see that there's nothing in them. But and nothing will actually make these open and drop lava on your head or anything. This is really just here to psych people out and make them think that this is yet another impassable challenge. But when they get through the end of that, they come down this, and oh, by the way, I really like the way this one was decorated. This just looks really nice. It's that same kind of Tomb Raider, Indiana Jones kind of feel coming through here. You got these nice chains coming down. Some of them have lanterns, some of them don't. It's just kind of a cool look. And then it kind of goes up into the more natural cavern up that way rather than the built stone blocks down here. Just a very nice design. But when you come up here, you come up through the bubble column, and this takes you to the end of the game, which is a very boring little hallway. It just takes you to the exit door. There's my employee's only exit or entrance. And that just takes you out the exit. And when you get out here, you'll come out the game exit. And of course, if you went through it legitimately, you would have the 7 points. And it says, congratulations, you're a Master Raider. So that's it. That's Doom Raider. I mean, not a super complex game, but it was a lot of fun. It's very, very challenging. As you can see by the points on the wall, of all the people who have attempted it, only 2 have even made it to the end. Jittery made it once. Lane made it twice. I have only made it to 5 points. Zinc has only made it to 5 points. We made the game and we can't even complete it. Several people only got to 4. A few people only got to 3. But everyone's been having a great time with it. People get very, very frustrated with it. But then they keep coming back for more, right? You get frustrated, but then you're like, I'm not going to let this game defeat me. And you keep trying over and over and over. And again, if you watch other people's videos, you're going to see they've had a ton of fun with it. Some people made some really entertaining videos about the game. And you should go check those out, because I think you'll really enjoy watching them try to tackle this. It was fun for me and Zinc to watch some of their videos, because you would see them like learning all of these tricks and stuff as they're going through it. They're figuring out, oh, this was a dead end, or like, oh, if I jump this way, I can land on those, you know, hay bales or whatever. And you'll see them figure out that they can do the slime blocks in the cauldron room, and it's really cool to watch them go through the learning process playing the game. All right, well, I think I'm going to end the episode here. Again, this was Doom Raider. This was created by me and Zinkberg. The idea was Zinkberg's, and a lot of the mechanics of it we both worked on together. And it's been a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to build. It's been a lot of fun to try to play. And I swear I'm going to try to complete this thing before the season's over. Also, again, at the end of Season 1, there will be a world download. So if you want to come here and try to play this game yourself, you're welcome to. And if you do, I will show you briefly how to get to it. This is technically the gaming district. And if we just go simply over here, this is spawn. So when you get this world download, you will spawn over here kind of by Lane's boat on those chunks that aren't rendering yet. And it always does that with the spawn chunks. I'm not sure why. There we go. So when you actually come in the game for the first time, this is spawn and you start out here. So if you just go that direction, look for that thing, go that way, and you'll find Doom Raider right over those roof lines right there. All right, well, thanks for stopping by today, and I hope you enjoyed the little back room tour of Doom Raider. I said Tomb Raider. And yeah, and hopefully when the season does end, you'll be able to get this world download, and you'll be able to enjoy it for yourself as well. Well, that's it for today. So until next time, you take care of yourself, okay? Bye-bye. All right, did you actually think I was going to end the video without doing a run-through myself? Oh, you're going to see how bad I am at this game now. All right, here we go. So let me set my spawn here. Let me take all of my equipment, including my new shiny bat head. Let's see, let me dump all of this in here. All right, I got nothing on me except 15 levels and a desire to... die. All right, so here goes nothing. What are you guys thinking I'm going to get to? Let's see. I'm thinking I'm going to get here. We'll see. All right, again, this first one, pretty easy. Just have to take it slow. And pretty easy to get through here without taking hardly any hits at all. Just got to take it slow. See, I kind of like to walk, but then when I get to the end, I like to follow my cursor till I'm looking down at the center of the block, and then I turn. It's my little strategy. Okay, well, I know for a fact that that's the dead end, so I'm going to go this way. So there's my first point. And we have had people take damage on these doors because they didn't scoot through fast enough. Okay. This is where I usually lose it in this room. So I know the trick, so I'm going to come around here, and we're going to get those slime blocks up. And they're only going to stay up for about a minute or two, so I still have to be quick. And this, oh, I'm so bad at parkour. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Oh, this isn't good. Okay, yeah, I think... Am I about to fry? I'm gonna die, aren't I? 1.5 hearts, lovely. See, it does that little bouncy thing when you're... Oh, there we go. Okay, let me try that again. Okay, I got to 1 point. A baby panda could score higher than this. Yeah, I get it. Okay, let me reset the scores here. So I have that goofy thing where, like, when you try to run and your screen like jolts back and forth. That keeps happening to me in that room, and I don't know why. But every time it does, it messes me up. But yeah, that's me whining and blaming it on the game. That's exactly what that is. Okay, let's give this another go. All right, let's see. Oh, see, you get in a hurry, because when something like that happens, you just want to get back, and you get in a hurry. And that's where you can take damage in this room. Okay. I would often take damage on this last bit, because it feels like you can just go diagonal, but you still will take damage if you do. There we go. Okay. Alright, back in the cauldron room. So now they've gone down, but they might not be able to be reset yet, so we'll see. Going AFK for a bit? Okay. Alright, let's see if those things are ready to come up. There they are. Okay. Okay, now let's see if we can do this. Okay. Alright. See? Oh, it did it! Ah, come on! Okay. Oh, see, look! You get frustrated, and then that happens. Oh boy, this is why I can't get past 5 points. This is why I usually can't get past 1 point, honestly. Okay, see. So now the berries did its job. It took me down to where my saturation is gone, which means I will not heal anymore when I take damage. Well, I might heal a little bit more, but not much. Because you can see my hunger is already down a little bit. And that right there is the purpose of this berry room. Okay. Alright, you see how sometimes when you start running, the screen does this little like jolt back and forth thing? I don't know if you guys saw that. I'm still going to blame it on the game though. Blame it on the game. Yeah. Is that how that song goes? Okay. Alright, I have to give it a minute for the timer down below to reset. And yes, every time I die in here, I am going to blame it on the game. Not my lack of skills. Nope. Okay, I just heard the timer reset, so that means I can hit this now. Okay, great. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Oh, boy. Okay. Perfect. Oh. Yes. Oh my gosh. Whoo. You do not know. I die in that room like 95% of the times I try this game. Okay, now comes the pufferfish. I don't even call this the water cave. I just call this the pufferfish because that is really the danger here. Oh, look, there's two. Okay. Oh, look. See how they camp the door down there? They camp the entrance. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Let me take a breath of air. Let's give these guys a second. Hopefully they'll move out of there. But my guess is they're probably having a meeting in that doorway. Oh, there's one. There's one. I can avoid him. Okay. Oh, see, I can't get through. Oh, get through. Can I get to the... Okay, good. Shift so you don't take damage there. Okay. Woo! That's good. Great. All right. Now I'm at 3 points. Down a couple of hearts. And this one, again, this is just like the berry bush. So, like, if you're careful, you can get through here without taking any damage at all. It's just that if you're not careful, it's just a little bit more deadly than the berry bushes. No, don't rush it. Don't rush. See, I can feel myself wanting to like scoot through fast. Okay, here we go. All right, now I've often will hit my feet on this lava. Let's just hope that's not the case here. Okay. See, I automatically run to the water just in case. Whoa, bad design there, man. We need to have an extra block right there. All right, Zinc, get on that. Oh, let me get out of here before I drown. Actually, start drowning in the water column. Okay, here we go. So now I have, I believe, 4 points. Now, even though I know the way through this, I still keep getting messed up in these little mazes. So let me see if I can just run through it and hopefully get to the end without taking damage. Got through the first one. Okay, let me let those ice crystals go away. All right, and now this one I usually have problems with. There we go. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Okay. Now let me get through this one. And again, you don't follow the roof here, you go through this one. Nice. All right. That's 5 points. This is as far as I've gotten. Because this is the crazy room with the strays. This is the one where, and these arrows do like 3 hearts of damage when they hit you. They're pretty nasty, and they slow you down. So the only chance you have of making it through here is getting him to like to drop the gravel walls. But let's just run through and try to get out of here without getting hit. No, 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 no. Okay, see, and there's the danger. You run past it, you slip slide on the ice, and when he hits you, he shoots you past the doorway, and now I have 2 hearts, which means there's no way I can survive this. Now, we actually did block this one off because it was way too deadly, but there is no way I'm getting to the next one unscathed. I have to hope this guy isn't looking at me. And just make a run for it, and boom, there we go. Strayed too far. And that, my friends, keeps me at 5 points, which is as far as I can make it through this game. I've never made it past that room. In fact, only 2 people have, and they are pretty much the champions of this game. All right, well, bye for real this time. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.